Egyptian human rights groups say police brutality and abuse has increased in detention centres and during ongoing demonstrations. Activists claim that since the second anniversary of the uprising last month, authorities are reverting to the systematic torture tactics seen during the Mubarak regime. True investigates.
In his hometown of Tanta, Nabil El-Gindi points out where local youth have renamed a street after his son Mohammed. A 28-year-old activist allegedly tortured to death by security forces 2 weeks ago after protesting on Tahrir Square.
The first time I went to see Mohammed in the hospital, I didn't recognize him seriously. His face was covered with wounds, his skull fractured. When I asked the doctors, they told me this is Mohammed El-Gindi.
Although Mohammed's injuries point to torture, his mother Samia says the official forensic report maintains he died after a car crash.
What vehicle breaks teeth? Is there a car that stamps on a person with a shoe, shattering the glasses and pushing them into his eyes? What car only injures a person's head, but not their legs?
Right now, Egypt is witnessing unprecedented levels of police violence against protesters, rights groups are reporting, with at least 10 extrajudicial killings by security forces since President Mohamed Morsi took power. The worst of violence often occurs in places like this infamous security directorate behind me, which can be viewed from Mohammed's own balcony. However, the most worrying trend, activists say, is the targeting of children. In an impoverished district of Alexandria, Abdu explains how her 13-year-old son, Abdul Rahman, was detained for over 2 weeks for being a bystander at a demonstration.
The police use violence against children. My son has cuts and bruises all over his body. They hunt young children because kids can't run away from them.
The police told us if anyone tries to contact their family or friends, they would beat us.
Despite scenes like these, the Interior Minister denies security forces use violence against protesters and refutes that torture is systemic in the police force. Instead, the government says it will arm low-ranking police officers, sparking fears of further abuses.
Human rights organizations and advocates are extremely concerned by the increase in violence between the supporters and the opposition to President Morsi, to the political cover that President Morsi, the administration and the legislature are giving to the violence exercised by the police force and the increased level of brutality being exercised by the police force. 3, we're very concerned by the increase of weapons.
Back during Egypt's revolution, a key demand was police reform, but people here say there's no evidence of that. Until there is, crowds of thousands continue to push for change, though many fear the worst is yet to come. True for RT, Cairo.